Welcome to Accessible Homesteading and Camping. Hi, and welcome back to another weekly rant with Jess. Today, I am filling in for her. As you know, my wife has multiple sclerosis, and committing to a weekly rant is actually going to be too much for her abilities at this moment. She's a rock that holds our family together, or the glue, I should say, that holds our family together. And it's something that we want to continue to do and have her be able to be with our family and provide for us in her abilities. She does use a walker. She does get tired. She has a infusion that she goes with every 6 months for her disease. It's coming up in October. So it's just around the corner. So there's a multitude of things that she has to do, such as blood work, communicating with her neurologist and other doctors to ensure that everything is safe for her to accomplish having this disease modifier infusion. With that, everyone knows people that have had cancer in the past and basically have gone through chemo. For her, during the infusion, she basically ends up with an immune system as someone on chemo. So even though she hasn't had the infusion right now and is coming up, she's getting drained because it's nearing the end of the previous 6 months. So her energy level is diminished. And it's something that is frustrating, but at the same time, I understand. We've been married 18 years now, and I love her with everything I am and everything I could ever. There's not enough words in this world to explain it. And I know she feels the same way towards me. We would do anything for each other. And that's why we are actually going to scale back. And the weekly rants will only be every 2 weeks. But she asked me tonight just to do a little quick rant on my feelings of her disease and how I feel from my point of view. As a husband in our early 40s, or in my early 40s, it is something that's a struggle. It's challenging. It's frustrating at times. I wish that we could just go out and do things as a normal husband and wife, but we have to allow additional time, ensure that there's accessibilities in place. And I apologize, there's buses and cars going by on the road right now. I'm outside doing this podcast. And so basically, we have to allow additional time, ensure that everything is accessible, because that's one of the biggest things. We want to make sure that she's included in everything. And that's with us here at our homestead. We're making it friendly for anyone that needs to be able to have alternative means of transportation to get around. I'm fortunate. I have 2 legs. I can walk. She has 2 legs. They're like stilts. I'm not sure if you've ever heard the saying, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Well, we changed it, and it's actually stiff as a board, heavy as a rock. When her legs go, can be like jelly. So when she stands up, they're just kind of wobbly around everywhere. However, if you try to straighten it, it's like taking a piece of 2x4 that's bent and trying to straighten it. Or it could be you're trying to bend it. And, well, take that 2x4 and bend it the other direction. It doesn't bend that easy. And that's something that we have worked with. So it's a struggle to get her in and out of vehicles at times. We do have a Hoyer lift, which is a hydraulic lift with an arm on it that can lift her up and get her around, which does save my back a lot. I do have chronic back issues from not abusing or not using my body accordingly, or as one should at a younger age, and it's coming back and haunting me now. But we still push through and try to do everything that we can. The biggest part of the rant I have tonight is that I wish that the provinces and different states in the US or wherever you do reside, I wish that they would actually look at it and say, you know what? Being exposed to someone that's in need is actually a challenging position, and they should be financially compensated accordingly. I'm fortunate because in Nova Scotia, we do get $400 a month. It's only $400. It's not that much. And it's something that, it's almost like a slap in the face, but at the same time, it's the recognition side that I look at. And the amount of work that I do provide for her, I feel that amount of money isn't compensated, uh, isn't substantial enough to qualify for what I have done for her. Now, I also help provide care for my father who had a stroke. Unfortunately, you can only get the $400 for one individual that you do look after. That's another downside. One of the biggest things is that because of this caregiver allowance, it's called, in the province of Nova Scotia, it's not adequate. It's not giving the recognition. They don't even provide training on how to provide the care that you should have, on proper lift and transfer techniques. I was fortunate that I did work in the healthcare industry at one point. So I did get additional training from the nursing managers there. It did help, but it's not enough. I hate to say that it's not enough and feel like a harping person, but it's true, it's not enough. I wish that anyone out there that is actually a spouse of a caregiver, or anyone that's outside that's providing care for a loved one, write to your MLAs, write to your governmental officials in your area, and express your concern. Try to make this something that is motivated to get it changed. They always look at trying to say, keep people in their homes longer, keep people in their home safe, keep people in their homes and be happy. Well, the cost of power, the cost of groceries, everything keeps going up. $400 is not enough. I hate to say that, but it's honestly true. If you buy 4 liters of milk for $7, if you have to go out and put fuel in your tank at $1, what was it here the other day? I think it was $1.70 a liter. I know our fuel is not the most expensive in the world, and we're fortunate that we do have fuel still available. Our power costs are 17.703 cents per kilowatt hour used. It's astronomical, the amount that they try to take from us. It's something that is not right, and it needs to change. They're trying to make sure that people can not be homeless anymore, and saying homeless needs to end. Have places where people can stay. Make it safe for them to live in their homes. Have this tiny home communities. Do this and do that, but they're not looking at the overall fundamental root cause of the issues. It's greed. A lot of the time it's greed. The CEOs of organizations look at getting money and keep trying to line their pockets. When you look at someone that has $100 million in their account and they're charging an individual that has 10 cents in their account $200 a month for power, I would love to have $200 a month for power, I'll be honest. Ours hasn't been that low in months, but they can't explain to us why it's gone up, other than it only happened after they installed a smart meter. That's another rant for another day. I may leave that one for Jess. But everything keeps going up, and they don't actually look at helping out the small people. They don't look at trying to get back to the way it was. Many times I look at it going back in the 1800s. Yes, they didn't have the issues that we have today. They had other issues. Yes, I'm not saying they didn't. However, stuff was more simplistic. They looked at helping your neighbor, helping each other out, and working towards a better, sustainable outcome. Now we look at people going out and upgrading their cars every other day that can afford it because it's a status. We don't need to do that. We just want to be able to provide food for our family of non-GMO as much as possible, non-processed foods, and try to remain as healthy and stable as possible. That's the end of my rant for tonight. I apologize, I kind of went off in a couple different directions. But again, Jess will be picking up in 2 weeks' time. And the other thing I wanted to mention is today we actually had a baby goat born. So it's been a hectic day on the homestead. Thank you all for listening. Please like, subscribe, share, and follow us on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you and have a great night.